Alright, so we just saw Krampus.
And it was
really good.
It was hilarious. Not a horror movie at all.
Well, no, see, it did that Tremors thing where, like, when the monsters are, like, the build-up is scary, but then when the monster shows up, you're not necessarily afraid, and the movie takes pains to kind of, like, find a humorous way of release.
No, seriously.
Kind of like in a,
hilarity.
like that whole, like, it's that whole bit in, like, the first Tremors where, like, it breaks into the basement and you're like, oh shit, the birds are gonna die! But then they blow the shit out of it and you're like, yeah!
Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't ya?
No, but, like, the fact that, like, the fat-ass ant, like, literally just takes the shotgun and just, like...
Boom!
Well, she lives in a trailer park. What do you expect?
Blows the shit out of the creepy-ass teddy bear and that angel thing.
That was probably the creepiest doll I've ever seen in
Oh
my
my god.
Great.
It was the way it moved. Okay, so it really, I was really nervous about this like PG-13 rating on this movie, but they made up for their inability to do like a lot of gore with really like creepy designs on the creatures.
I think, you know what, they really went the route of, like, actual scary versus just supplementing, like, a little few, like, jump scares with just a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So I do really commend them
Well,
for that.
the problem with me, you know, and this is always a big argument with me and Alex, is I don't believe horror movies are real. I'm never scared, but then again, I'm just a jaded person.
Well, for me, it's jump scares.
So-
And don't get me wrong, I love them because it's, like, a little bit of, like, an adrenaline rush.
So for me, this was mostly a thriller with a bunch of comedy in it.
But-
And God, was there funny moments.
And it was surprisingly well paced out. Like, you mentioned this on the way out of the theater. It's only about an hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah, this is
like-
a short movie.
This is a relatively quick flick. Like, there's like 15 minutes of build up, and then Krampus shows up.
And then everything just goes to hell.
Everything goes to hell really fast too.
And Krampus shows up early.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
they
that's
waste no time getting to the point.
like they show Krampus doing his thing early, and then they kind of back off of him and let his like minions do the work for a while.
Now, what
I did really like Omi, aka
Her
Grandma's
story?
flashback. That
Yeah,
was
the
glorious.
animation on that was really interesting.
It was like
I couldn't tell if it was claymation or just supposed to look like
It
claymation.
seemed very, like, Tim Burton-esque. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't know
Or
better.
Coraline. It reminded me a lot of Coraline.
Thank you. I was
Yeah.
wondering what that reminded me of. God, that took me forever.
Yeah, but didn't Tim Burton direct?
Nope, he
No?
was unrelated to Coraline.
Really? Oh, wow.
They just kind of borrowed from his style.
I think I think maybe he was on producer duty or something, but he was not a creative talent in that movie.
I just really, like, I really enjoyed it. It just,
Feel old yet? Coraline came
Yeah.
out while I was still in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
man.
And Coraline is a really solid. No, but I demand this become a new holiday classic.
Yeah, screw
well,
a
I
Christmas
could see
story.
this coming into our household, us watching this over Christmas.
Okay, so are we celebrating Halloween or Christmas? I'm lost here.
Well,
We could watch this for both.
yeah, really. I mean, okay.
it's a shame Steven couldn't join us for this one.
I think he would have really liked this.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't like gory stuff.
Yeah,
He likes
I don't think this. I don't think
mind-tricking,
he would have.
because gore is boring.
He wouldn't have like loved this movie, but he would have had a good time. He would have had a good time
I
at
think
this.
he would have laughed a little bit at, like, the wit. But you know what? It does sort of start off as, you know, the general
I mean, the whole
family, like, they kind of dread each other coming down.
It's like, oh God, it's
Right.
Aunt Bertha.
Yeah,
Kind of
like,
like my family Christmases. Like, I just try to lock myself in my room for the whole weekend.
Krampus might be there.
But
I would probably invite him to play chess.
I
But,
mean, literally, the opening scene is like
the opening
two kids
no,
fighting.
the opening credit montage
it's
is
like-
a Black Friday rush into the building, and like the guy at the opening door is like getting stampeded. Guy falls off ladder. People are beating the shit out of each other for gifts.
So
a lot of
literally
people,
exactly
a
what
lot of
happens.
people get tased,
I mean, it was hilarious.
and it's all in slow mo, set to Christmas music. I mean, this movie knows what it's doing.
No, I mean, I'm guaranteed
This is
that's exactly what happens at malls.
This is this is a
like-
very self-aware movie, but it's not winky, nudgy.
One thing I want to point out is they It was faint. Then again, I'm losing my hearing at a rapid
No,
pace.
I noticed
There
it
is
too.
some creepy fucking music going on when this shit
Yeah,
happens.
no, see,
it was glorious.
and it's all, I bet it's all slight remixes of actual Christmas music. But yeah, there's some really solid background music for this movie.
Yeah, but
Absolutely
have you noticed
glorious.
that once like Krampus actually shows up, everything just starts like going like cheery.
All the power
Christmas
comes
music.
back on.
Yeah, it's just like
I thought it was very
And,
interesting, the chains.
weirder.
I'm sure Liliana would agree with me on this since we both work in retail. That's probably the only good use we've seen of Christmas music in the past
Oh,
couple years.
God.
You know what?
Just going
surprisingly,
into Harris Teeter this afternoon, I was like, oh my God, no, make it stop.
No, but like our Christmas music has been like interspersed with like our regular music, and it's really weird because I'm like, you know what? Let's just commit. Okay.
Yeah, let's follow
we're
up
about to be
Christmas
on,
music with
December
Bad
5th right
Blood.
now? We're like a couple more minutes, December 5th, right?
Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
December 5th.
All right. If I hear "Here Comes Santa Claus" one more time, I will jump over the counter and beat somebody. All right. I'm tired of the Christmas music, and we're only on day
No, but
5.
this movie used the Christmas music very well.
Yeah, like they use it pretty much to herald when something bad is going to happen.
And you know, another thing I really liked about this movie is once like shit started, like, okay, so like there's the opening montage where like people are like doing the evil Christmas shopping thing. And then there's like the whole 15-minute opening where basically the family shows up and everyone's like dicks to each other in that passive-aggressive family visiting for the holidays way. But once Krampus shows up, they mostly stop being awful people.
Like, it's immediate lock and load. Everybody pair up.
Everyone,
Let's do this.
everyone, we are going to protect everyone. We're going to work together. And I appreciated that because even though it did that whole slasher movie thing where it sets up why you fucking hate everybody and want to see them get killed off, once the killing or the capturing, as it more was, started, they started behaving like rational, nice people, and you stopped wanting them to get
Not
grabbed.
so much nice, just intelligent. Like, no wandering off alone.
Well, I mean, even like the gun nut guy was nicer. It was just, I felt a nice touch that they didn't persist on people being jerks once the shit hit the fan.
I think what it's kind of following the way it is with my family. We all love each other. We do. We don't necessarily like each other.
Yeah.
So it was
I plead the
definitely
fifth in my
following.
case.
Well, it was definitely following that sort of theory.
Family
Because-
will come together.
Exactly. So no matter what, you all can hate each other when this shit's over. But for right now, you're
For
gonna
right now,
suck it up.
you're going to be nice.
Exactly.
Go back to hating each other when it's over. I
Right.
don't care which football team lost.
The Saints, apparently, in this movie.
The Steelers, actually.
Oh, it was the Steelers?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, actually.
But
They're
I,
just upset because the Steelers
Oh,
lost.
and you gotta love
And
like
I'm just,
the
when I
openings.
heard that, just, ha ha!
How they leave the baby in the car.
oh God, yeah. That was,
How do you even do
that was all part of the opening, these people are terrible montage. Oh shit, we forgot the baby in the truck. Go get the baby. I mean, yeah, they noticed pretty quickly. It's like, all right, did we get everything? I think we forgot the baby. You're right, we forgot the baby. Let's go get the baby.
The tire pressures, though, by the way.
Is that what that light means?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's the weather.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, that's
the
been
weather.
on for a couple of weeks. Well, it's probably the weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the weather's been cold.
You should just take it over to Firestone. If you say something about it, be like, hey,
I
this shit's
can't get the time to do that. I'm always at work.
But
tomorrow. You don't work.
Krampus's
Yeah, but I'm at my
design.
brother's wedding.
Krampus's design was really well done too. Mostly,
I love
God,
the
yes.
outfit. I
you
love his
it's mostly
appearance.
just a big fuck off cloak guy with giant horns, but like he's got goat hooves, and when you actually do see his face, it's more like
this
a
long,
mask
kinda,
than
it almost-
anything.
well, no, it kind
I think that might actually be based off of a rough description of his appearance in the actual legends.
Oh yeah, Krampus or some version of evil Santa Claus is totally a thing. I believe in the Netherlands they celebrate Santa Klaus or something, someone who comes around kidnapping children and shoving them into his sack.
Phrasing. No, wait, that doesn't work there.
Well, kind of, but
maybe releasing.
only if you really stretch it. But and the really creepy part I found for his design was the fact that he's always dragging around these chains that are clinking together
No, but
to
you know
simulate
what?
the jingle bells.
No, you know what I was thinking of when those chains were going? I I was thinking of like Ghost of Christmas Future.
Maybe.
You ever think of that? 'Cause
Or
that's the person that's supposed to always
well, no,
be
it wasn't the
driving.
Ghost of Christmas Future. It was his business partner who came in with the chains, like the warning guy at the beginning of the story.
I don't know.
The Ghost of Christmas Future is usually shown as the Grim Reaper.
Oh, I don't know what movie I watched where the Ghost of Christmas Future was wearing chains or something. But you know what? I think that you know, you could also get like really like, I guess, psychological and say like all these chains are just what like the weights and like, you know how I have the Christmas.
I don't think that's what they were going
I'm
for.
pretty sure that's not what they were going for, but you really could think about like everyone during Christmas, no one really focuses as much on family anymore. It becomes this
It's all about
huge-
consumerism nowadays.
I'm sorry, but I like getting people that I care about gifts.
Oh my god, I love it too.
Seriously.
Like, and I'm like so excited for when you guys open your gifts because I know what I got you is just gonna make you smile, and it's like I get high from it, which sounds really weird, but like I don't
It's better
know.
than booze.
Well, see,
I disagree.
but well, you don't have that desire to make people happy.
Well, no, that's what I get my jollies off of, making people laugh. Part of me is a comedian. I may not always be funny, but I love to make people laugh.
I think you'd probably be a pretty good stand-up comedian, man. If you took the time to really write down the jokes. But again, that's the thing, you gotta take the time and energy.
Which I have neither of.
Stand-up comedy is a lot more work than people think it is.
Oh, and you don't get paid shit.
No,
You really
not unless you get big.
Like, come on, like even the blue collar guys don't make that much money.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of like Jeff Dunham or
His career took a massive flop. Dude.
Yeah, but he was
Wasn't he
big.
the one with the puppets?
Jim Gaffigan, Eddie Izzard, man, he stayed big.
Well, he had a gimmick to keep him going for a long time.
Eddie
and
Izzard.
Unlike Jeff Dunham.
Eddie
who was
Izzard. Eddie
stuttering.
Izzard did not rely on his cross-dressing. He was just a cross-dresser. No.
But he openly added that to his act.
Yeah, but he was really, really insightfully clever.
Sit next to this guy.
I guess we should just say right now, go see this movie.
It really
Seriously.
is so worth your time.
It is. The other option we had was the Hunger Games movie 4 because they decided to split the last book into 2 movies.
I really want to see that. However, with that said, I am very happy that we went and saw Krampus instead.
Yeah,
You happy?
because this is something I've never seen. I've never seen a movie like this. I've seen a lot of movies sort of like this. I can make comparisons, but there's no movie that's
Have there really
quite
been
like
any other
this.
movies that have tried Christmas horror?
Yes! It was a big thing in the 80s.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah. Usually it was like a crazy guy in a Santa outfit. This is the first one where they've gone full monstrous.
Well, the 80s were more for music than they were movies.
But yeah, 80s movies. I guess there's Die Hard, the Alien franchise, Predator. There's
This
good.
is more like late 70s, though?
No,
Yeah,
Predator's
but
the
those
80s.
aren't Christmas themed.
No, I'm just saying in terms of good movies from the 80s.
Oh.
The 80s had its moments when it came to movies, but a lot of them didn't really hold up too well. But anyway, back to Krampus. Okay, so after Krampus kidnaps the older sister, which is like
First thing that
Yeah,
happened.
She's
And
the
I-
first person
I
to die.
figured she'd
I
be
didn't.
much later.
Me too. Like I literally was pegging either
Yeah, like completely
that old,
abandoned
like, aunt.
any predictions based on stereotypical first victimness.
No,
Oh my
they-
god, because it doesn't follow that at all. Although the little kid, I honestly.
Okay, the fat kid who didn't have any lines.
He
I
had lines.
definitely-
He was screaming.
No, he burped once too.
Yeah, he burped, and then like the older sister was like looking at him like, and then looks at her mother like, God help
Cha.
me.
But so he goes out in a hilariously silly way.
Like the fat kid.
Don't give it away. Let them experience that because it is just it's so
It's funny, but
it's so on
mean.
the nose. It's so on the nose is the thing.
I felt bad laughing at that one.
But it was so funny. But he bites this like.
we're not
gingerbread
spoiling
cookie.
it. We're not spoiling it.
And
The gingerbread.
You gotta be honest.
The gingerbread people are alive.
Yeah, but it.
That was what was up with the one that was stabbed into the fridge. I thought that was just like a warning message. No, like
someone
managed to get one.
But like when the kid was
the dog
holding
ate
it,
the one
it
that was
looked
on
like
fire.
a doll to me. It didn't look like a cookie. And then he takes a bite out of it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, because I was still operating under the belief that it was not.
Well, that's because it was a little thick for a gingerbread cookie.
Oh my god, it was so fucking.
But that's because they're alive and will try and shoot you with a nail gun or stab you with a sharpened candy cane.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Seriously.
And then like a whole bunch of box of toys burst out on the upper floor, and one's like this creepy flying angel thing that just will not like get off your face once it latches. It's like Diddy Kong in Smash Brothers. Got your face!
Face huggers!
And the freaky Jack in the Box. Okay, first of all, it's fucking giant. Like, we're talking like...
Life size.
We're talking like bloated pustule of like a spring carcass. It's like Princess Slug for a Butt in Earthworm Jim, I guess?
Yes.
Are you just humoring me?
Yes, I am.
Basically think if Jabba the Hutt was stuck in a Jack in the Box.
Jabba the Hutt is a better comparison. Or I guess the Alien Queen from Aliens.
Also, yes, because like the ass end is connected inside the Jack in the Box, and he literally devours the people, kicking and screaming.
Open his mouth, and it's like a combination of the graboid mouth and the predator mouth. And he just opens wide like a snake and swallows people, and it's the creepiest fucking thing.
And it laughs after doing it.
It wasn't really like scary.
No, but it was creepy. It was just a very off-putting and disturbing design. And then there was the teddy bear with teeth, which was...
Bear.
Yeah.
Then the bear. What?
Boom. But then they stabbed it in the eye, and it made a squelching sound, and I was like,
and it was
ooh!
bleeding. It bled.
Ooh!
The stuffed demon teddy bear bled.
Yeah, the stuffed demon. Yeah, that's, the elves were a little less creepy, but they were mostly just kind of people in masks.
They were the pawns.
Yeah, and they moved creepily. Like, the movie, I don't know how much of a budget they had, but I guess there was a limit to how...
I think they used it all on the Krampus costume.
Yeah, I think there was a limit to how creepy they could make the actual, like, human designs.
It was interesting, though, because the elves kind of had this almost Venetian mask.
Yeah,
like,
very Dr. Macabre mask.
It was really pretty neat. Like, what I really appreciate about this is sometimes, like, horror films, they just throw jump scares at you. They're just like, here.
You've been watching bad horror movies then.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel
Seriously,
like there was like
Hollywood,
some serious
jump scares are not horror. Stop it.
If you have like a couple of them, that's fine. But if you've based your entire movie around them, you have to go back and try again. Because you have failed at making a horror movie. Like, The Shining has a jump scare. But it's a jump scare where someone fucking dies. So when the guy jumps out and makes the loud noise, you don't feel like you've been like tricked because someone just fucking died.
It was pretty funny though that one girl, she literally like jackknife, she like went like complete like scissor. And she was like being dragged down into hell in the snow.
Oh!
It was pretty funny. I don't know why. It was just funny to me, but it just like...
This has got serious horror chops for a movie about a demonic Santa Claus.
The anti-Santa.
The anti-Santa, and it's a PG-13, and it's a Christmas movie. Like, this is a Christmas movie.
The second one I still don't get. Like, I get it, there wasn't like any drug or alcohol use. Well, a little bit of alcohol use. There wasn't any nudity. There wasn't any, like, massive amounts of swearing or, you know, gore. But still, it's rare to see something, well,
it's rare
horror
to see, it's
that's
rare,
PG-13.
It's rare to see a horror... No, that's the problem. The studios have realized that if they make a horror movie PG-13, more people will go see it. And they'll, like, trim out all the really good, like, kills and stuff, and they'll basically butcher a solid R horror. They'll do this for action movies, too. They'll butcher action movies so that more demographics of people can go see them. And really, you gotta ask yourself, why is anyone between the PG-13 and R demographic, like why is anyone in that like gray zone going to see a hard R action movie or a hard R horror movie? They don't. Or if they do, they're sneaking into R-rated movies because it makes them feel more adult.
Yeah, sneaking in.
Because they totally check your ID.
Actually, one theater I used to go to did.
ID flashed at a...
I've never.
I've
I'm
talked
sure.
to people
I'm
who have
sure
had
it must
it,
happen. I've never seen it.
Obviously, it's there for a reason.
That makes me think of Vincent Adult Man from BoJack Horseman. Vincent Adult Man. I went to work today. I did a business.
I think you're the only person here who's watched that.
BoJack Horseman's actually quite popular.
Yeah.
Now Critico watched it. But, so, Krampus really nails its PG-13, like, zone for being a horror movie and actually working within those bounds. And I guess it would be kind of weird if Krampus was, like, murdering people. Because he's kind of there to teach you a lesson about holiday cheer. And
Yep.
It's hope. It's to still believe in the fact that, like, things can
Dead
go well.
people don't learn lessons.
yeah, exactly.
Injured people do.
Or kidnap people, or what have you. What have you.
No, and he always leaves one. So that one person will remember.
And really take Christmas really
Really
fucking seriously from then on.
Oh my god, like the Omi in the beginning, she's baking all these damn cookies and everything. You're just like...
Omi was awesome.
Yeah, like
She just
she was
stood
really
there
cool.
like, what's up?
Sup,
Yo,
Omi?
Krampus, been a while. Still got that bell you gave me. That really reminded me of the Polar Express. The movie.
Never saw it.
You know, I think it's worth watching at least once because it's an interesting movie, but I can't really like fully vet it. If it's on or you see like it on Netflix and you got nothing else to do, it's worth a watch. Tom Hanks plays a lot of characters.
I've got like 80 things in my Netflix queue.
Exactly.
I would never get to it.
Exactly. If there's so many other things to get to. But, so, Krampus, we don't want to spoil anymore because you really should just go have fun with this movie. It's a horror-comedy blend. It doesn't get the blend quite as well as, say, Tremors or the Evil Dead 2 Evil Dead movies.
Or if you're as jaded as me, it'll just be a thriller comedy blend, which is just as good.
But it's got its laughs, it's got legitimate scares, it's got really creepy moments.
It's just worth going to
And
see.
it's legitimately Christmassy. Like, it's not like with The Nightmare Before Christmas where you're like, what
It's more
is
like
this?
Halloween.
This is Halloween. This
Like,
is Halloween.
with The Nightmare Before Christmas, you were legitimately torn. Is this a Halloween or a Christmas movie? And the answer usually comes out with the asshole response of yes. As in, it is both.
Wait, my son, the planet, or me?
Yes.
But you know what? What I do like is that you could watch this movie if you were feeling like, especially Christmassy
Yeah.
or something.
'Cause it's got-
during Halloween, 'cause
Like, if
it's
you ever
very
have a
cool.
family fight during the holidays, just pop that in, shut up, and watch this.
It
And then everyone will probably be really like okay
It
with
bookends with good Christmas moments.
Yeah.
No, it bookends with everybody remembering what the fuck happened.
No spoilers.
Not a spoiler.
We're in spoiler-free zone here because we want you to enjoy this. Okay, so now that we've got your attention, we have previews. So, preview 1, Star Wars Episode 3, The Phantom Pain of The Force Awakening.
2 weeks left, bitches.
I plugged my ears and closed my eyes because I'm not watching any more trailers for this movie.
I do think
The
that
little bit I
Two
saw...
more weeks.
the little
from what
bit
I
I
see, though, it looks like it'll be worth it. I mean, I'm definitely obviously gonna go see it. It's not like this is a question. Like, no, we're gonna go see
You
it.
Yeah,
think this is going to hit a
we-
record for biggest opening weekend?
Probably at this point.
Oh, for opening weekend? Oh, definitely. I think the...
I don't mean just Star Wars movies. I mean movies,
No, like,
period.
overall, yeah. I can't
Well,
think of...
they've been hyping this movie up since what,
Like,
like
what-
January?
What's the current record holders?
I have no idea.
I think,
You're the ones with the internet
I
phones?
think it would be the Avengers, if I just had to guess, in terms of opening weekend.
I thought it was Jurassic World.
No, Jurassic World is the third most grossing overall. But see, there's a difference between opening weekend
that's impressive.
and overall growth. Yeah, number one is it's Avatar, Titanic, and Jurassic World.
Both James Cameron movies.
Yeah, because apparently that man knows how to make the monies.
Oh, what's this?
Money.
It's a PS3 controller.
No shit. What's the design about?
That's just all little add-ons that Steven clipped onto it. But yeah, Star Wars, it's a preview of a movie everyone's going to go see eventually, unless they're like really anti-Star Wars, which, hey, you're out there.
What is wrong with you?
I know you're out there somewhere.
All the people that are more
I think you need to find another hill to die on, because the Star Wars movies are overall pretty good.
But, and then after that...
Like, even if you mix in the prequels, as a mass, they're damn good movies.
You know, I'm just really curious, like, who is Vader supposed to be this time?
Vader's dead.
No, obviously, but like...
Kylo Ren. Nobody knows who he is. He's a character that was made up for this shit.
Okay. So
because Disney has said the extended universe doesn't
What
work.
you're thinking is Darth. Vader is Darth Vader, and then there's Darth Sidious.
Okay, well...
Darth is the term for the evil guy.
Darth.
No, Darth
is
is the title bestowed upon the most powerful
but my point is that's what the word she was
that was
looking
really
for.
what I was like.
She wasn't referring to who's the new Vader. There is no Vader. Vader's dead.
Yes.
Vader
Unfortunately.
in German.
Damn you, Dr. Doom.
Yeah. Okay. So Star Wars, whatever. Yeah, we're all seeing it.
Yeah.
The next one, I've seen a preview for this before, and oh boy, does it not look good at all. Ride Along 2.
I feel like there's only
Buddy cop
so
movies
much...
need to stop being a thing.
Who's the little black guy?
Kevin Hart, one of the greatest comedians out there.
Okay, and yet he
He's a
keeps
great
making
comedian.
shitty movies.
But I feel
he's
like it's
legit
almost like
funny.
he's
He is
selling
a great
out, though.
comedian.
He's not selling out. He's making his money while he's still big. Will Ferrell did the same thing.
The only difference is Kevin Hart's actually funny.
I find Will Ferrell very funny outside of his movies. And Stranger Than Fiction is still an excellent movie, and I will forever love that Will Ferrell was involved with that.
Did you move all my candles and stuff?
I had to put the antenna up there. I'm surprised you didn't notice before.
Don't start
I
with the
noticed
OCD
that.
thing.
No, it's off, and now it's going to bother.
Ride Along 2, Kevin Hart and Ice Cube, who I haven't seen in a while.
He doesn't do that much.
What was the last thing? I think the last thing I saw him in. Oh, I didn't even see him in this. But
aside from the first Ride Along.
I was gonna say.
Are we there yet?
21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he wasn't that.
He was the like hard ass boss in 21 Jump Street.
I don't know.
And 22 Jump Street, but I didn't see that either.
I really don't like what's his face.
Whatever.
Oh God, I can't remember his name.
The fat guy or the hunky guy?
The guy the main character from the Jump Streets.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's two main characters.
Not the fat one.
Okay.
The guy who was going to play Gambit, but isn't playing Gambit anymore.
Justin, no.
No, I can't remember his name either. He's big now.
I know who you're talking about.
But
the face and everything is like...
Ride Along 2.
I am not
It'll
ever
probably
gonna go see
be better than Let's Be Cops.
That's an ultimate low that I doubt anyone would ever hit.
Oh, I've seen worse movies than
That's
Let's
like
Be Cops.
that's
The
worse than
see,
Rock
the thing
Bottom.
with Let's Be Cops is that I've seen a lot of really bad movies, but I've never gone out of my way to watch a bad comedy, like a comedy that just fails.
Oh.
And there is nothing as painful to sit through as a comedy that is not funny.
Well, I'm
You
gonna
know
put this
what?
in
It just-
Minecraft
for
terms.
whatever-
Let's Be Cops. Ride Along and
Why in
everything
Minecraft
is like the bedrock. Let's Be Cops is the abyss under the bedrock.
I think, long story short, none of us are actually going to go spend money to go see this movie.
I mean, hell, if it's on TV, I probably wouldn't even watch it. I might watch the first one, because the first one's almost always better.
Red box that shit and just be out $1.
Okay, and the last one, this is interesting. I actually want to do a little research on this one. The Forest. It's about a woman who goes looking for her twin sister who went off into a forest in Japan where a whole bunch of people commit suicide.
It's got the...
That is an actual thing.
It is. It's interesting because
Yeah, but the whole angry spirits thing
Yeah.
is just urban legends,
Yeah,
obviously.
they're going full horror movie on this round.
It has Natalie. No, not her name is not Natalie Dorman. Is that right? She was Marjorie Tyrell in Game of Thrones, And also she's coincidentally in the Hunger Games. That's
Woo!
Krista. So I would definitely no, I think her name is Natalie Dormer.
But I want to look into
But
this
it
because
looks good.
well,
It looks
the movie
scary as
itself,
shit.
no,
It
it
looks
looks. The problem is it looks jump scary as shit. But I want to look into this because this is what was it? The Grudge and The Ring were two movies that were based on Japanese horror, already pre-existing Japanese horror films, and what they did was they just Americanized them by putting American actors in them. And in the case of The Grudge and The Ring...
You'd think the 98 Godzilla movie would have taught them better than that.
But see, that's the thing. With The Grudge and The Ring, at least the first ones, as I understand, they were pretty faithful to the original script. Yeah, they made some changes, and those changes can be argued good or bad, but overall, they preserved the spirit of the movie. Unlike 98 Godzilla, where they handed it to Roland Emmerich, and he's like, no, I make disaster movies. Why did you give me a giant monster movie? I don't know how to do a giant monster movie. I'm making a disaster
Toho's just
movie.
like, fuck you.
But, so I want to see if this is another one of those cases where they've adapted a pre-existing Japanese movie. Because in that case... Well, no, because in that case, the Japanese horror aesthetic is very different, and I always want to watch a good Japanese horror movie. Like, Dark Water was another one that was based on a Japanese novel.
Like,
and you could tell, because it's got this, it's like set in an apartment complex that is like just this overwhelming, like, enclosing presence, and you can't get out of it. And they had to, like, go to great lengths to set up why people in the United States would be living in such conditions, because we don't.
But you want to know the difference between Japanese-style horror and American-style horror? If you have a PlayStation 2, or if you don't, go get one, and pick up a game called Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
That's Japanese-style horror.
Silent Hill. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The second one is best.
Second one is best, but my point is the Silent Hill series, to a point, was very Japanese. Resident Evil, interestingly enough, was Japan trying to be like American movies in their horror film. And the results were hilarious.
At first, they were onto something. Then it just evolved into awfulness.
Then it just evolved to Capcom doesn't know how to write things.
Yeah, they know how to recycle Mega Man into infinity times.
Actually, they've only done that. There are only 10 mainstream Mega Man games.
That's too many.
It's really not, considering that's 10 since 1986. That's 30 years.
Well, I would say, long story short...
Long story short, go see Krampus. Skip all those other Christmas movies that came out.
Yeah, like, don't watch A Christmas Story this year.
Oh, God. Why do people like that so much?
I don't know. I've always found it painfully boring.
I mean, granted, I've never seen it, but every, like, little bit that I've seen of it, and I've seen the Nostalgia Critic review the sequel, I'm just like, what?
There was a sequel?
Oh, yeah, like, many years later sequel. It was not good, apparently.
Wow.
But, I just can't understand the appeal. Like, it doesn't seem like it's offensive or anything. It just doesn't seem like I should give a shit.
I think at this point it's more about
like
all the old people wanting to watch it again.
It's like American Pie. I don't think American Pie is funny, but I get why people liked it.
To me, American Pie was just like, these are the people that should not breed in Hollywood.
I didn't say they shouldn't breed. I just said they should be tested before they're allowed to breed.
That was a good line. In Krampus. Alright, thank you for joining us in the moving car on the couch, because it's cold outside!
Speak for yourself, mammal.
It's cold.